I climbed a mountain. That's a really weird sentence to say. Back in August 2023, myself and 3 other lunatics got up at 12:30 AM after maybe 3 hours of sleep to go and climb and summit Mount Snowdon for sunrise. This is what happened. Done. We did it, boys. So let's rewind to Saturday the 12th of August 2023 at 7 AM. I picked the boys up and we hit the first requirement of any road trip, McDonald's. The only logical way to start a road trip. After fueling ourselves and the car, we began the 5-hour drive to Wales. After a few stops and a loss of motorway, we arrived in the quiet little town where we would be staying for the night in an Airbnb. We had a fantastic pub lunch and then just wandered around the town, had a really chilled out afternoon in preparation for the next day, which we knew was going to be far from chilled. We ended up trying to go to bed about 7:30 in the evening, which wasn't going to happen very well because our alarms were set for midnight, but we tried our best.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, sick. That's what we needed.
Do it a dance, come on. Get a dance in.
It's 7:30 in the evening.
It is hard, I'm not going to
And we're going to bed.
I need my headphones because I'm just going to watch Netflix for the next 3 hours.
Good night.
If you two could sleep, I'm fucking impressed.
I'm going to sleep. I can sleep a little bit. I reckon I can.
I'm more okay.
Dark fade on me.
He's already inhaling and he's only just gone up the stairs.
You got a big staircase due tomorrow, mate. Right. Good night. Now, I hate that iPhone alarm on the best of days. At midnight, it going off is not a fun way to start your day. Just admiring how good I look. We got on the road to the parking site for Snowdon and started our climb at about 2:20 AM.
Think about the darkness we're about to envision.
So, okay, it's fucking like 2 in the morning. It's not raining right now, but it's been raining on the drive. It's dark. Yeah. Yeah, fair. Let's just go do it. Let's go climb a fucking mountain. Now, I'm not going to romanticize or sugarcoat this. It sucked. I'm not a hiker. I love the end result, don't get me wrong. But if you're walking up a steep incline for a prolonged period of time next to me, all you're going to hear is bitching and moaning about it. I don't think I've said the phrase, whose idea was this, more times in a condensed period of time in my life. Spoiler alert, it was my idea. Now, if you've taken the Lamberis track up Snowdon, if I'm saying that right, you will know that it does flatten out at points, so it wasn't all complaints. But after a good 45 minutes of moaning, which wasn't just from me, I want to point that out right now, we started to accept the situation we were in and have fun with it. At the end of the day, this was our choice. No one was making us do this. It was a hell of a climb and we quickly found ourselves completely surrounded in fog. Considering at this point it was completely pitch black, there was no sun at all, we were in the middle of the night, we could still see how thick the fog was. This also made everything damp, and some idiot decided it would be a better idea to put his hoodie over the top of his raincoat instead of the other way around because he didn't want to take the raincoat off to put the hoodie on. I don't know why I did this, but despite the fog and the dampness, we ended up reaching the summit in 3 hours and 20 minutes, which as far as I'm aware is not bad pace, especially for a first time climber, hiker, mountain scaler, whatever term you want to use. And we were right in time for sunrise. In theory. Instead of the gorgeous sunrise that you see on TikTok, we were greeted with thick fog and 40-mile-an-hour winds. This made it extremely difficult to even stand up on the top, and we genuinely almost blew off the very tip. Regardless, we relish in the fact that we have just summited the second highest peak in the United Kingdom. We just climbed a fucking mountain.
Get bumper. Snowdon bumper.
We took some time to take it all in, take some photos, and just enjoy it. Now by this point, we were freezing. So waiting around to see if the fog cleared wasn't even a thought in our minds. None of us even suggested this. I don't think any of us even considered the idea. We were so cold. So we headed for the miners' track and began our descent to get out of the wind and take our first proper break of the day. The entire climb up, we hadn't taken a break for more than 5 minutes, and we had a couple snacks along the way. So at the very peak of the miners' track, we decided to sit down for a good 20 minutes, have a Cornish pasty, eat some food, refuel, have a drink. Now, the miners' track is actually where we got to see some of the beauty of Snowdon on the way down. As I say, at the top it was completely covered in fog, 40-mile-an-hour winds. There was no visibility at all. I could barely see in front of me. Also, the entire climb up had been completely pitch black before it even got foggy. So at this point, I don't even know what the top of Snowdon looks like. In fact, I still don't. But on the way down the miners' track, as the sun came up, the fog began to clear, and we got to see some of the beauty of Snowdon. We were greeted by 2 beautiful lakes that we'd be walking around once we scaled down the track, and there would be plenty of photo opportunities ahead of us. And I have to give credit to the fog because it did make for some awesome photo opportunities of these lakes as we came down. Our second break of the day came when we reached the first lake.
You're so cute. You're so cute.
I took the opportunity to take my drone on its maiden flight, and what a place to fly it for the first time. I wasn't able to fly it for too long because the rain started to come in, but I got some absolutely amazing shots while I could. We continued to walk around the 2 lakes. The rain kept coming and passing, but we were so damp at this point it just didn't matter. We're like 6 hours in. It's pretty. It's still rainy and wet. I've got hair sticking up. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm not made for this hiking stuff. That being said though, absolutely worth it. I climbed a fucking mountain this morning. I was literally on top of the world. I was at the highest point of the entire UK. That's mental. And finally, after another quick drone flight, the end was in sight. The cafe at the end of the miners' track.
What did you just say? It wasn't that bad.
Oh, done. We did it, boys. We survived.
That's quite easy.
Totaling 7 hours and 10 minutes with a few stops along the way to fly drones and refuel. We covered 14.9 kilometers. Kind of wish we'd done an extra 100 meters just to say 15 kilometers. 23,694 steps. And we climbed 978 meters of elevation to a max elevation of 1,068 to summit Mount Snowdon. I don't think that's bad going for first timers. Honestly, regardless of my bitching and moaning, this was truly incredible. I really need to get into doing this sort of thing more. Not just for the views and the obvious attractions of doing stuff like this, but that feeling of accomplishment that followed me into the days ahead, and I even feel it now as I talk about this. Months later, I'm so proud of us for doing it. It was such a cool thing to do. So Mount Snowdon's complete. Where should we go next?